It's week 6 of the National Football League. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Raiders and the Bills, and it's coming up next.
Autumn has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in pretty desperate here for a win as they've started the year 0-5.
And it seems way too early to start talking about hot seats, but guess what? When a team is 0-5, people start wondering about their jobs.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now Allen. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Option play. Here's Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
2nd down and a yard. Cook up the gut. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Here's Cook again. Oh, nice move. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was James Cook capping all of that off with a touchdown run. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bills are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. So after the INT, it's Allen. That'll be complete to Cook. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try the left side. Kirkpatrick. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. In motion comes the tight end left. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Allen. Open man right side is Rice. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 2. To throw, it's Allen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Allen to throw it. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Keon Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. On play action, they'll throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders are back within a score.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. You look at this Buffalo defense.
Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
A great effort there. 36 yards.
And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Gay is on for the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and a couple.
Allen now on the option right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Allen now looks to throw. That one caught by Rice. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Throwing now is Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. To the air, Allen.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bills have taken the lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
2nd and 4.
He finds his man, complete. That's Barnett. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? That one was hard to fathom. They were in the dime. They had 6 DBs back there. They still lost it.
Great word, because I'm right there with you. I don't understand how they couldn't pick him up. But don't be surprised next week early, there's some extra people in the locker room. Maybe a tryout or two for those guys who...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown.
But Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick-6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Carlson now to add the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
The Bills offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Allen going to throw. That'll be caught by Rice.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
79 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now back to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
He already did his primary job with an interception earlier, but here he gets a chance to be a pass rusher and takes on the challenge of blitzing and makes another big play. That's something to file away and maybe break out later in this one or in a future game.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now. They'll drop to throw.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
And Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt.
Taken from just outside the 30.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
James Cook and the Buffalo offense returning to work now.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. From midfield, here's Allen. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here's Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Coleman.
And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Cook. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Allen steps away. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year.
And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. One final go for this offense here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Here's 3rd and 9.
He'll look to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This officially a 55-yard attempt. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park where the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, and it's the Jaguars who are out in front. Christian Kirk up over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Jets trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. The Bills were led in the first half by their all-world quarterback, Josh Allen. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
There he goes right side. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 43.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Raiders.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Bills' goal line stand is going to get him the football back. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Allen.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, his Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Coleman, the man in motion right.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he's going to have a Bills first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
To throw, it's Allen. Completes it to Coleman. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49-yard line.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
94 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Here's Allen to throw it. Throwing right, and that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Bills passing game, getting them down the field. They've got another first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Cook diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now here come the Raiders.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out come the Raiders. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. They'll set up a throw.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. 2nd and 1. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Barnett. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call.
Automatic
mark
first
off the
down.
5 and keep it moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Brought down at the 20.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 14. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Back to throw here. Thomas has got it, complete. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4th.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play, but it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it, and 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
And it bangs off the right upright, no good.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
The Bills offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series to be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth. And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Raiders are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, that one caught by Rice. And they work this out past the 25. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Allen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Allen now looks to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. 63 yards receiving for him now. And that last catch good enough for a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset.
And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
3rd down, here's a run by Cook.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Bills, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.